Hello everyone, this is Arifellen bringing you more Commander Keen. Last time I played the original game of the original trilogy. This time I'm playing the beginning of the second trilogy, which actually turned into 2 games, but that's beside the point. You're probably, if you're familiar with Commander Keen, more familiar with this game, largely because it is in pretty much every way significantly improved. So I'll just start a new game and we'll go. As you can see already, there's a lot more animation going on. Has more personality as a game. You have our little status thing here. You can go into the Being with Bacon Mega Rocket and actually take a look at it. It's a neat little ship. There's all the parts that were stolen in Marooned on Mars. The Listerine, or whatever it is, the vacuum cleaner, the battery. We have digitized sound and music rather than the PC speaker stuff of the original. We have, again, much smoother animation, more detailed graphics. This is still in EGA, so 16 colors. It's not full 256 VGA color, but they use the colors a lot more effectively. They put a lot more detail into the animations, the backgrounds, and all that. It looks a lot nicer. Already we have a change up of enemies and items. We have these friendly guys. In this game you start out with a pogo stick. And that's another place where there is a significant improvement. It's small but very meaningful. In game 1, you have to use you have control to jump, alt for the pogo stick. You have to press both at once to fire your gun. In this one, unless you change the settings in the menu, pressing both at once, you just use both at once. Impossible pogo trick, you still need to press alt a little before control, but if you press them both at the same time, nothing special happens. Your gun is on a separate key, the spacebar. So you can also, if you're jumping, if you're in midair or whatever, you can hold down to shoot downward. You can use up to shoot upward. Gives you more options there. So basically the story in this one is Commander Keen, he's trying to consult with the Galactic Oracle for reasons I don't really remember, only to find that all of the priests has been kidnapped, so he has to come here and save them. And that's what's going on with the story. You can see this rescued thing in your status. There are, I think, 8 of them you need to get to win the game. Anyway. Here in the first stage, there's a little secret that I probably would never have found if it weren't for the cheat keys. Anyway, need to do the impossible pogo trick to the left here. No, not quite. And be careful not to walk into the slime. There we go. So that's another improvement to your character's controls. If you get to the edge of a ledge, you can grab on and climb up. But anyway, you can climb through the wall there if you jump in just the right spot and turn your pogo stick up so that you can actually grab. Here we have an alternate exit. It goes the same place as usual, but that's for convenience if you've gotten in here. The reason you'd want to get in here is over to the left here, you have this floating platform. Up above it are bottles of life water, which are extra lives. So if you manage to find this, or find out about it through other means, that's 7 free lives right away. Well, free-ish. You do have to actually get in here, but 7 lives right away on the first level. And while we're on the matter of secrets, let me turn on the cheat keys. That's A2 and Enter to activate. F10N, I think, was no clipping. Yes. I'll just walk over to the level I wanted to reach. The Pyramid of the Moons. Now there is a hint in the manual, which I don't have handy, about there being a secret level somewhere. I believe it does mention you get there from the Pyramid of the Moons, which is here. So down in the basement, you have these inchworms inching along. Let's stun that. Use the items cheat, so I don't have to go find the crystal to open this. So you have these crystals in this game that acts as keys, and you have this locked door. Behind it there's just this switch. The only thing this switch does, apparently anyway, is extend a bridge over some spikes to the left. So the whole area is very strange and mysterious. There doesn't seem to be any point to that. And anytime there doesn't seem to be a point to something, well, one of two things happens. Either there was supposed to be something there and they just never put it in, or it's some kind of red herring, or there is something there and you just need to figure out what the significance of it is. So as you can see, I have these inchworms following along. I'm going slowly to keep them all on screen, make sure they keep up. That, of course, is key to getting into the secret level. Also in the manual, it describes the various enemies. Inchworms, it says something about being careful or they'll be a foot. Of course, a foot means, they're underfoot, they're in the way, something like that. But a foot also means, especially when you're talking about inches, a foot. You have the bridge extended here so they can all group together. Once they all group together, a foot magically appears. You jump into the foot, it's a special exit that takes you over to the secret level. The Pyramid of the Forbidden. This is the most difficult level in the game. It also has a ton of point items if you manage to get through. And as far as point of it goes, there really isn't one. There's none of the members you have to rescue are in here. There is someone who looks like them, but when you get to him, it turns out he's just their janitor. The Shikadi, who kidnapped them, wouldn't believe him when he told them that. Yeah. And again, we're into kind of Saturday morning cartoon kind of silliness. One other thing this game has, Paddle War. It's Pong. Yeah, not much to say about this. It's Pong. The computer-controlled paddle will always follow the ball perfectly. However, it has a limited speed, so you shoot at a wide angle, it gets past it pretty easily. Eventually, I think you go to 21, either win or lose. In any case, this has been Arafellin playing Commander Keen 4, much improved from Commander Keen 1. Of course, this was not the last game that ID Software made. They did, after this, end up going off on their own, making some things they were probably even better known for, some first-person shooters, so we'll get into a bit of that next time, but probably not what you're thinking of.